Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this window box. Just opens like that. Today I'm going to do it all in white, and also when I made this it didn't occur to me to put some kind of a opener on here, so subsequent boxes that I've made I've put a little piece of ribbon there, so that's what I'll be doing to today's one. So to start off with, the card pieces you're going to need are, I've used the Shimmery White here, and you need two pieces that measure 5 3/4 inches by 6 1/4 inches, which is 14.6 by 15.8, so it's two pieces of that. Then you need any colour scrap piece of paper. This is to make a template, so don't think I measured that one, did I? Oh no, yes, that's 3.5 by 3 inches, which is 8.9 by 7.6 centimetres. I chose black because I just thought that with a white gel pen it's going to show up nicely on the video, but as I say, any colour. You need one piece of Shimmery White cardstock that measures 3.5 inches by 3 inches, 8.9 by 7.6 centimetres. A piece of Dazzling Diamonds Glimmer paper, which measures 3.5 inches by 3 inches, which is 8.9 by 7.6 centimetres. So those three are all the same size. And then you need 6 pieces of Shimmery White cardstock, which measure 1 7/8 by 1 7/8 inches, which is 4.7 by 4.7 centimetres. And also 6 pieces of the Dazzling Diamonds Glimmer paper, which measure 2 inches by 2 inches, which is 5 by 5 centimetres. The reason I don't have all the pieces here is because I've already prepared 5 of these. So the first thing I'm going to do is to show you how I made my template, which is this. You'll see why I've made this as we go through the process. But first of all, let me show you the 3 sets of dies that I'm going to be using. First of all, these are the Layering Squares Framelits, and I'm using number 5 of the scallop cut, and I measure mine, because these are layering dies, start off with the smallest, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, this makes number 5, okay. And I'm also going to be using the stitched shaped framelits, and this is number 2 of the square ones. And I'm going to use the Window Box Thinlits, so I'm going to use that one and the big one there, and also this one that's got the hearts on it. Right, the reason I make a template is because where I put the glimmer paper underneath the cardstock sheet, I don't want it showing all around here. So what I do is I take the die and I use a white gel pen and I draw around the edge. Now turn that over, keep it the right way, so this side here is Sizzix. So that's just for when you need to line something up. I've called it Sizzix because that's the writing on the back here. Okay, so it was down like that. And what you need to do is just do a little bit of a line inside the outside cutting shapes, so that when you draw your next line on, you know you must not go as close to these. The other holes don't matter because they're just holes that are there to help you push out the pieces should you need to. I've not had any trouble with them at all. Right, okay, so my next line must not come in of those. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw another line parallel to all of these 6 lines, about 1/8 of an inch in. Trying to keep them as straight as possible. This doesn't have to be absolutely precise, but as long as these lines are more or less even, you finish up with a more or less even gap between all of them, it'll be fine. That one was quite a bit bigger than the others. Oh, that's all right, that won't matter. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, and I'm cutting it to the inside line. Now that tells me what size I need to do my glimmer sheet. Right, as you can see, I should have written Sizzix on the inside of my shape and not the outside. There we go. So that's going to be my template. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my big shot up, and the first piece I'm going to cut will be the very intricate piece, this one here. So for that I'm going to use my new platform together with my precision base plate. Okay, so that's a new platform. That's the precision base plate, and I'm making sure they all line up nicely this end. So I need that and this piece. Now to keep things equal, I'm going to put the Sizzix round on that side, so then that's the same position as the template. Although it doesn't matter now, does it? No. Let's change that. Let's put it up top. It's more logical to me. Right, okay. One very bent cutting mat. And then I'm just going to bring it back. And just check it to see whether I think that's cut well enough. I think that probably is. Yes, let's be brave. We'll say that that has cut well enough. It's a good combination, the new platform and the precision base plate. It really doesn't take too much to cut through. So now I'm going to bring back my magnetic plate, and the next piece I'm going to do, what did I do with cutting mats? Right, so I'm going to cut that one and that one. Now this one I'm using my scalloped layering square. Now that should fit on there perfectly. And this one I am going to use this die with the hearts, and I'm just going to place that in the centre. And my other cutting mat, now obviously you're going to need to do 6 of these. There we go, so that's that one. Now if you've got your die right in the centre, you could actually use that as a frame on another project. I'm not too sure about that one. Right, let's just quickly run that one through again. I'm not always sure which ones you should use a base plate with and which ones don't need it. I suspect that this one should do. So I need to clean that one up first because I need to cut it out with the stitched shape framelit. So this is my Sizzix die brush. Let's go over that, push out the shapes. There we go. I'll clean that up later. Empty that. And now that goes back so that I can use the stitched shape framelit. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got this similar sort of gap between the heart and the edge on all 4 sides. Unless you use a ruler, you're not going to get it perfect, unless you've got a very straight eye, which, as you know, I don't have. Again, that could be used because it fits on there quite nicely. It covers the scallop if you want that way. In fact, I didn't think about doing it this way. In fact, possible. Maybe I'll have a play with that tomorrow. But there we go, there's that one. And now I just need to do the big one. And these you need 2 of. There we go. Oh, yeah. Wonder what that was. Oh, mostly off. What's that going to be? That's going to be the back of the box, isn't it? Oh, what a shame. I'll have to have a go at that with a rubber eraser. Well, that wasn't part of the plan. Right, that's the rest of the die cutting we need to do. So first of all, we're going to make our box. Oh, I haven't done this one, have I? Might as well do this first. Okay, so this cuts out the pattern, but it doesn't cut out the actual shape. But but you will find that you have an impression left around the edge here. It's not quite all the way round, so you have a choice. You can either just eyeball it and cut it, or you can put this back again, and I should have paid attention where it said Sizzix, but it shouldn't be too difficult to find out which way round that went. Just trying to match up the, there we go. Thanks. Right, okay. I'll just put that. Right, okay, that's got it back into position. So what I'm going to do with a very fine point on my pencil, I'm just going to draw around the shape. So now you can see why the template will help me get my sheet of glimmer paper correct, because this is going to be this size and the other one I made a bit smaller. Right, let's cut that now. Now I'm cutting this just inside the pencil lines. So much for making the box first, eh? Right, that's out. So we might as well finish off doing these pieces. Now for the glimmer piece, what I'm going to do is turn that over, so I'm working from the back. I'm going to take my... I still didn't do it, did I? The thing is, when you measure up with here, this, you need to have this the same direction as you've had that one. Otherwise, for some reason, it doesn't work out quite right. So, let me... That's not quite right. That looks like it. So this is the one that's got Sizzix on it. Okay, now when I put this on here, if I put Sizzix here, then I know they've got to go in the same direction. Now I'm just going to pencil round here, and again, because I've already measured this and I did that extra 1/8 of an inch inwards, I know that I can cut just inside the pencil mark of this, and the side will be perfect. And of course you only need to make this once and just keep on using it for each box you make. Okay, so I'm just going to do inside the pencil line. I'm not going to worry if I go on the pencil line to make it a bit bigger. I do have a bit of leeway there. There we go. And now I know that that top bit there goes with that top bit, and if I line those two up, they are going to fit on there perfectly. Okay. Right. I will come back to putting those bits together once I really have put the box together. Right, okay. This one I've already folded in advance, as you can see. Now, what happens is the box is going to be put together like this. So that's going to be the base, that's going to be the lid. Would that be better if I did that at the... I might think about it. Right, what we need to do is cut 2 tabs off. Otherwise you're going to have this tab stick into this tab, or you'd have to overlap them or something. Much easier just to cut the two off. So if I cut the first one off of this one, I'm going to turn it over so I can follow the actual. It's a lot easier if you cut this off before you fold it. Right, so the box is going to be put together like that. So I've got my score lines facing down and score lines facing down here. Now that is going to be going over there, so I need one of these off, so it's going to be this one. So turn it over, and this is much easier because you can actually see the line. Okay, so then fold on the score lines, and I really recommend that you do these two first because it's so much easier to line the straight line up with that one up there. I don't worry about my bone folder for this. I do find that my finger is quite strong enough. Now with these pieces, they are quite narrow, all the tabs, so to make sure that they fold nicely, what I do is I just put my fingernails approximately where I'm expecting the fold to go, and by applying pressure it will make it fold correctly. The first one I did of these, I was really faffing around with it so much that it was really silly, and there's no way that Stampin' Up would have produced something that created that amount of grief. Right, now that one there, and that one, each time I'm just putting my fingernails into where I'm expecting the fold to go, and then with my thumbs bringing the bit up and over to fold. Okay, so I should have the same on both pieces. Now there are two ways of putting this together. One of them was to join these two pieces and join the circle up, but I found trying to get that bit down was a bit of a struggle. So what I do now is I put one piece together first. Now if that's the base, that's going to go, oh, I haven't folded that bit, have I? I'm just trying to decide which way that is going to be hidden most. If that's the base, like that, well, that would be best, wouldn't it? Because that is going to be the front of the box. Right. Okay. Thinking aloud here. Now I'm going to use Tombow for this. Not that one, I think. Oh, I'm not sure which one now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these three on here first. Not too much so that it oozes out, but enough to make sure it does actually adhere down nicely. In fact, I shouldn't have done that bit just yet, should I? Never mind. Right, so those two first. Now, another reason why I like to do this one first is because it is so much easier to make sure that these get stuck together nicely. The first one that I did, I wasn't totally happy with it. I mean, it looked good at the end, but you know what it's like. You do these things that, well, I'm not quite sure what the expression is, but where you make things and you change your mind halfway, it's not a mistake. Right, now this one here, I'm going to adhere to this one here. So what I'm going to do it that way, I've already put glue on this bit, don't forget. So I'm just going to lift that over pop it down there. I'm going to turn it over just to make sure it's all lining up nicely at the back, and it's not quite, but Tombow has allowed me to move that bit, so that's alright. Now I need to get these pieces glued together. If I open that up for you, you can see it. I'm going to do one side at a time. So this side I've got that one and that one to do. Okay. Right. Pop that down there so that you can line up, make sure that's going together correctly. And then this one here, that's it. Tombow's allowed me to push that together. Just give it a few seconds to actually adhere. Now on this one I've got one at the bottom of this flap and one on the side here to do. Okay, so as I bring this one in, it's going to marry up with this one. Okay, so nice and easy. So just make sure that that's lined up properly, and then make sure that that one goes in nicely as well. It really is a lot easier putting it together like that rather than forming the circle first. Okay, now if you want to just go in and press these down, some of them you have to do on this side because they're adhering to the side of the box. And then these ones you have to do from up here because they're going onto the base. And it's really, really nice and tidy inside with the way the seams are. Okay. And that's what I was trying to work out. That's the front of my box, and I've got that dirty mark at the front, so it's not going to be terribly obvious. Now to close the box you just need to push those two sides in there and then that bit down on there. So there you go, there's your box. Nice and easy. Really, really beautiful box, that one. Could have pushed that bit in a bit more, but never mind. Right, I've already put these pieces together. So I will do the last one to show you how I did it. I use glue dots because that is the best, as far as I'm concerned, when you're trying to adhere something to the glimmer paper. And what I'm going to do is just put one glue dot in each corner. And then I'm going to pop it onto the glimmer paper, which will only have a very, very fine edge around it. There we go. And then this one takes a bit extra, and I need my eraser to take that pencil mark off. Get myself all tidied up again. Right. There we go. That's better. Right, now what I do here is I try and put one in every corner, and then I try and put one halfway down, but it's not always possible halfway. Sometimes you have to come further along. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. And one of these, you will find that it will probably come over the edge, so you can see the glue dot through here, but you just use your paper piercer to get it back into position again. So the first one, now that one I've had to move along a bit. That I think was the one that I always have to roll over, but did it right this time. Right, that's all the corners done. Now I'm going for the halfway along. There we go. Just make sure I've done them all. Yes, I have. So my pencil mark is up here, and my pencil mark is there. And now I know these are going to marry up beautifully. In fact, it's probably, probably easier to do it around this way. There we go. You can see some of my glue dots from underneath here, but that's fine because all of this is going to be stuck on the top of the box, and as long as none show out sideways, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about that either. Right, now I'm going to put these on. What you must watch out with these is that centre heart, you've got to make sure it's up the right way. Okay, so that's the right way. That is, they are there. Right, because I'm using Tombow, I'm going to glue them all at the same time. Mustn't forget to do my ribbon either. That's when I come to do the top part of the box. Right. So I'm just going to close my box and see if it will behave. All the others that I've done, they keep popping open when I get to this stage. Right, just check the heart, and then that just goes in the centre, hopefully straight. Check that the heart's the right way. The all white one would be absolutely brilliant as wedding favours, albeit they're a bit on the big side. You'd have to be very generous with whatever your favour is that you're putting in there. But I think this box, I mean, I love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And it does go together quite easy. Right, still checking that all the hearts, that the heart in the centre is the right way up. Okay, so that's that. Now for the top. Oops, if I could find the front without making these slide into the wrong position. Just double check. Yep, I'm happy with that. Right, so this is the front bit here. I did say that I wasn't going to worry about it, but just in case it comes off and anybody sees it. Right, the ribbon that I'm using is this, which is our ribbon organza, which is 5/8 an inch wide. This has been one of our products for a very, very long time. Right, I don't know how much I'm taking. About, oh crikey, nearly 3 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the blue dot towards the end, just so that I can clip those two together. And then I'm going to just adhere it, so I've got a little bit coming over the edge like that. So when I put this on it, there's just a little bit to open. Alright, so let's do this one first. Again, Tombow. You just decide how much you want standing out from underneath the top. It really doesn't need much at all. I'm going to put some more glue on top of that, and then glue all around here. It doesn't matter which way, does it? Okay, so just pop that into the centre. It does need to be held for a little while. The side that we've put the glue on, that's the back of the Glimmer paper. It's quite a smooth paper, and it takes a bit of time for Tombow to get to grips with it, because it's not absorbent. Oops. I'll just give it a chance. Right, I'm not going to try using the tab to pull it up, not until that's properly dried. But there we go, there's our all white window box. Isn't that lovely? Let me just show you the others that I've made. I've tried the different options so that you can see what it is. So for example, there's an all white. Here I have a, oh, I've got to put the pearl on there. This is all mint macaroon, okay, and the handle on here just lifts it up like that. After a while, once you've spent a few times closing it, that bit will, the sides will close in automatically. They tuck inside, not on the outside of the box. So there's that one. That's the all white. And I've done one with the colour just in the centre. That's with the colour, the cardstock on the cardstock being the colour, and this one's the Glimmer paper being the colour. So different options there. I think I quite like that pink one, really. I mean, the all white would be my first choice. There we go. What do you think? I think that's pretty good. You're determined, aren't you? That's the one that doesn't have a handle on it. Right, let me just put a pearl onto that one. I'm using the metal rimmed pearls. I did try a iced gem, is it, or iced rhinestone, but then I remembered that that one's now discontinued. So what I do is I take the backing off of this, and then again, I don't know whether oh, that's foam, isn't it? On the diamond, the rhinestone, it was glue dot, and I put another glue dot on it because I didn't know whether the glue dot that it came with is as strong as these little mini ones, which are absolutely brilliant. There we go, that's better. Oh, that looks finished now, much better. So yes, definitely the white one for me. I'll leave that one that way. That's today's project. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I really hope you give it a go. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the box below, or send me an email to janb@janbcards.com. I'm always very happy to help you. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here today, there'll be a link for my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop in the box below the video. If you've enjoyed my video, please click on the subscribe button and you'll be notified each time I upload a new video, which is normally on a Wednesday and a Sunday. And finally, I'll put on the screen all the measurements and the products that I've used for this project. If you can't see those details because of the device you're watching on, if you click on where it says show more below, that will open up a box where not only will it show you my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop, but it will also give you all the details about the products and the measurements. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.